Hey guys, Atoms of Stardust here, and in this episode I'm talking about Andor Season 2 episodes 4 to 6. I actually wanted to combine my kind of a review for Season 2 episodes 1 to 3 and 4 to 6 into one video, but apparently it's gonna be like 40 minutes or so. So I will probably split it into two parts. So if you're seeing this, I probably did split it into two parts. I'll put the links in the description so you can watch them sort of together. And I hope you enjoy it. All right. Okay, so this night I finished watching Andor Season 2 episodes 4 to 6. And right now, essentially, we have already half of the show out there. And I have to say that although my enthusiasm for the show is still there, I think it's still like the best thing that sort of Disney did in the Star Wars universe probably ever, really. It's better than Mandalorian, it's better than anything else really, like of the shows or whatever. Now, seeing like episodes 4 to 6, my enthusiasm slightly dipped, just ever so slightly. It is still sort of very interesting show, like very much like a character kind of a show. I'm assuming based on the sort of trailers there will be like more action in the upcoming sort of part, like essentially 3 and 4, if we can say that the whole show is like split in like 4 parts. It's very interesting what they did, like jump in sort of 1 year. I'm assuming they will be jumping like another year or another some amount of years forward. Kind of interesting sort of choice. Very sort of still very nice sort of visuals, very nice production, really good acting, like across the board. Like sometimes, you know, like the writers, especially in this like Disney or like kind of Marvel, kind of a like comic book kind of stuff, etc., they can sort of write kind of mediocre characters really that are acting kind of unnatural, and also sort of give you a lot of this sort of kind of forced exposition really, when you don't really need it, to be honest. But here they don't do that. There's a lot of kind of stuff that's implied. Again, like we skipped a year, but they're not like saying to you, oh, but remember what happened, like, you know, when we did this and that. No, like kind of they're just saying and acknowledging some little things here and there, like especially sort of Andor and Bix. And it's, you know, like Andor and his girlfriend, and you kind of understand that there's more sort of behind the scenes going on that we've seen actually, that like in the span of the year they were doing some things, and it's kind of taken a little bit of a toll on them already and so on and so forth. But you're not being force fed like this kind of stupid kind of way, like, oh yeah, but we did this, remember, some stupid shit like that. There was one scene that was between two female kind of whatever, like mercenaries, I guess you could say, that kind of comes close, but not really, because they still sort of kind of steer away from it, and they're just like, oh, I'm sorry that I did this to you, and like, yeah, like I disappear, like more mature kind of way of writing. Like again, like Tony Gilroy is a fucking great screenwriter. He's done like Bourne, Identity, Supremacy, Legacy, whatever. Michael Clayton he's done. And I'm pretty sure he wrote Rogue One, hence why probably he's like writing and doing the whole Andor right now, because obviously these are connected, essentially timelines. You know, he kind of knows his stuff essentially, and I'm pretty sure he's been like on a lot of sort of kind of behind the scenes kind of rewrites and additional sort of polishes and stuff like that. He knows what he's doing essentially. And if kind of in part 1, episodes 1 to 3, I've seen sort of a few shots here and there that kind of weirdly looking, kind of I don't know, kind of sketchy. I mean, it was like 1 or 2 shots really. In this one, I think there was like maybe one shot that I was thinking, okay, this kind of looks like CGI. But then like the seamless sort of transition into like a set, seemingly very nice. Like again, like visual effects, CGI in this show, it's like top notch. And here's where I kind of want to talk a little bit about the budget and monetary sort of side of it, because the show in and of itself, okay, like if I can sort of rate, let's kind of rank them in chunks, right? Like as part 1, episode 1 to 3, I would rank like 8.5, maybe like 9 probably, like one episode 9, like the third episode I would rank 9. As a whole, 8.5. This one I would rate, so episodes 4 to 6, I would rate like, I want to say like 7.5, like a little lower. Simply because there's like not that much that's happening really, like if we're like truly deeply like think about it, like I understand that they're setting up everything for like a finale or all that kind of stuff, or like things to actually move like on a bigger scale, basically to set up events of Rogue One. I wish there would be a little more action. Again, like what's still sort of really brilliant about the writing is how they portray, once again, female characters on the screen. None of this fucking stupid bullshit of like, there's sort of the strongest, the most badass kind of a ninja, wow. None of that shit. Dedra, once again, insane, like fucking phenomenal portrayal of her by Denise, again, Golf, whatever the correct pronunciation of her surname. Like, she's such a menacing woman, like, and the fact that sort of within this kind of imperial, whatever kind of a, whatever they are, whoever they are, they're planning this kind of a stuff to, minor spoilers here, to kind of influence and kind of put sort of a guy on the inside of rebellion, even the rebellion thinks that they're getting the guy from sort of on the inside of the empire. It's all so clever written. And at the beginning I was like watching like, whoa, like 1 year and like whatever. And again, like it's first episode of this second part, so it's not major spoilers. Like, oh wow, like they broke up, whatever. Like, oh, I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, that's an interesting one. And then they kind of misdirect. I was a misdirect, and I kind of took the bait on it. I'm like, okay, well, you got me there. And yeah, like overall, like it's just a good writing. That's all. Like, I just want to praise the writing because it's just good. It's definitely like, again, one of the best things that is done in like Star Wars universe, Marvel kind of stuff, whatever. Like, I'm right now sort of trying to watch like Marvel's Daredevil Born Again or whatever, Daredevil Born Again, and like if it would be sort of couple of years ago and it was like Daredevil, whatever, Marvel's Daredevil that they cancelled, I would have already binge watched everything. Now I'm just on an episode, like whatever, in the middle of the show, and like kind of a slog to kind of finish it, Here again, they're releasing this stuff and I'm like watching 3 episodes in one sitting. I don't want to I don't want to go anywhere because I'm like, oh, this is like super interesting, like whatever, even if it's kind of slow. All this politics, all this portrayal of empire and stuff like that is just, it's better than anything else on the screen. Again, and portrayal of authoritarian dictatorship, just like bureaucratic apparatus. And now again, like they're kind of showing you a little bit more politics and stuff like that are super realistic. I'm super like thankful to Tony Gilroy or other writers who wrote on the show perhaps for the portrayal of the empire and this whole, like I'm saying, sort of apparatus of violence, essentially oppressive machinery that's like near impossible to stop, essentially. It is such a great departure from all of this pew pew wow wow like in space that Star Wars is really, all the saga, whatever, heroes, blah blah blah. No, like this is like political thriller, essentially, kind of a set. It just happened to be set in a Star Wars universe. This is so good, just in general, it's so good. First season, now second season, like all of those stuff. Like I'm saying, just I would wish probably just a tad more action, but I understand where they're kind of going, so it's alright. Okay, and now let's talk about the budget. Apparently, reportedly, it was reported in like December of 2024 that probably the budget for Andor was about $650 million for 2 seasons. That's a lot of money. Apparently, from what I'm reading, they got like a rebate or something like that of like 130 million from UK, I'm assuming, where they filmed. So that's in and of itself sort of substantial sort of decrease in price. If it's like 650 million and we got essentially 24 episodes, that's about 27 millions per episode. If it is actually not 650, but about like 520, it is about $21 million per episode. Let's just check shows that cost more than 10. Like essentially, from what I've read, like briefly right now, like really top-notch shows, they cost about $8 to like $15 million per episode. So, for example, The Last of Us season 1 was apparently about 10. Game of Thrones season 6, 13. Game of Thrones season 8, 18. Mandalorian season 1 about 18. House of the Dragon 21. Severance 21. Loki 25, 24, 29, somewhere there. WandaVision 29. All adjusted for inflation in 2024. Andor about 22. She-Hulk somehow, I don't know how, 27. Stranger Things, by the way, was about 32 million per episode. Lord of the Rings of Power was 62, but that I don't know what the fuck they were doing there. There were a lot of shows like House of Cards and Game of Thrones. Like there was like 6, 5, 8, whatever, right? Like that kind of stuff. Simpsons are apparently about like 3 million per episode, which is kind of insanely a lot, to be honest, for like a drawn cartoon. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that, first of all, shows are quite expensive if they're like top-notch shows. But then again, like depending on how much money sort of the whole production kind of got back from UK, like about 20 million per episode of this quality, I think it's actually pretty decent. Critical Drinker just like dropped like, oh, it's like garbage shit, whatever, especially given the price. And I'm like, no, not really. It is one of the best shows. Yeah, like apparently kind of some metrics show that like Andor is viewed by like 2 million people or something like that. I don't know if this is true. If this is like old kind of a Nielsen kind of a ratings where they actually call like your like landline phone. I mean, that's kind of a nonsensical way to actually gather information, because who's using sort of landline phones anyway right now? Maybe Nielsen kind of adjusted their ratings. I don't know really how they're doing the surveys right now. In any case, for like about 22, like $27 million per episode, to get the show of this quality, I think it's amazing, because once again, the show will stand the test of time, at least in terms of the visuals. Apparently Gilroy decided to build a lot of sets, which shows, because everything looks, well, mostly everything, looks amazing on the screen. And they didn't use the volume, they actually used like later CGI. Essentially, I saw a little clip essentially about it, him saying that essentially sort of I decided to implement CGI later because I know that kind of a pipeline that work, and we have like amazing sort of visual effects houses that can do it for us. And he's not wrong, he's right. So yeah, at least from that perspective, this show will stand the test of time. And from the writing perspective, at least so far, it also stands the test of time. I would want to rewatch the show 100% like in a year or something like that, because again, it's just great. So I think from this perspective, if you see like the comparative cost to other stuff that's being made, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty decent, and it's kind of a long-term kind of investment into like Disney Plus streaming platform, which I think, once again, like maybe they're doing slightly kind of a bad kind of a job with the marketing, because like not a lot of people kind of know about the show, and it's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. People are still talking about like fucking James Gunn's DC Superman garbage, which I made a video about it, but then I kind of scrapped it because it's like, what are we talking about? It's garbage. Like the actor is like a Henry Cavill on a fucking lower payroll essentially. The whole thing looks like fucking another Superman garbage kind of a funny thing, whatever. It's like, why? Like who's excited for another fucking garbage Superman shit? Like who gives a fuck anymore? I certainly don't. And here we have like a good political thriller, kind of an espionage kind of a thriller, that kind of stuff. And it looks amazing. It looks better than movies. I just watched Havoc, for example, and apparently it has a budget of like $19 million, but it looks so fucking awful. Like all the CGI looks as if it is done in like, I don't know, in like Unreal Engine, for real. Like I'll include just a couple of screenshots on the screen, because I wanted to make like a separate video about it, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to. But 90 million is basically like 3 episodes of Andor, which in and of itself is kind of like a movie length. But Andor looks fucking fantastic, and Havoc looks fucking atrocious. So yeah, even from this perspective, like comparing the price of this show to like a movie, for example, it's, I don't know, like it's pretty comparable, to be honest. Apparently Witcher was like 10 million, so like at least like double, maybe even triple, not triple, but at least like 2 times lower the price. But comparatively, sort of how the show looks, like it's pretty good. It's good. I don't know. I just wanted to sort of add this little thing about the pricing, because again, like some people are criticizing, like, oh, of course, when you have like 650 million, but people forgetting that it's 650 million divided by 24 episodes. The episodes, each of them is like 40 minutes at least. There's a lot of material there to cover, and the CGI looks amazing. And so once again, even comparing to some movies, once again, the cost, like the budget, is actually not that sort of crazy. It shows on the screen. It really looks, it looks the part, essentially. It looks for how much it costs. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I am enjoying it, continue to enjoy it. And I just hope they will, go on a like really nice sort of bang, essentially. So yeah, I actually suggest you to go and watch the show because it's good. Anyway, what are your thoughts about Andor season 2, episodes 1 to 6 right now already? Did you watch it? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? And let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Please subscribe to Items of Stardust, and take care. Bye-bye.